Hello, this is AJ, and this is my final project that I want to walk you through my code. Um, Here, first I created my header, and my project name is Grocery Store Receiving Application, which is my final project. And I wrote a very brief description about my project. The Java program implements an inventory management system for a grocery store. It includes a welcome screen where users can select a department to add inventory such as meat, produce, dairy, or bakery. Each department screen allows users to enter the commodity and its quantity, and it provides feedback on successful inventory addition. The program uses Java Swing for the graphical user interface, providing an easy to use interface. And so, since I am working with Java Swing, so I needed to import all the necessary classes and interfaces related to the Swing. So first, I imported the and that Swing, that everything, and so this actually imports everything that is and that I need for the Swing. And after that, I imported abstract window toolkit. And after that, I imported the action event. This is also part of this, but actually, this line should import everything. But since it doesn't correctly or and handle all the action event and the action listener, so I imported these two as separately and individually. So after importing, then here I created my class grocery store app, and I created my main method at the beginning of my project, and because I could create my main method at the end of my project, but since it looked easier for me, so I created that at the beginning of my project. And so um, my class a grocery store app, which has my main method, and also has the main method for the Swing application, which is responsible for running my Swing application, and all this line of code and is the main method for my Swing application, which is responsible for that. I created a welcome screen instance here, and after that, I used my instance to call my show welcome screen method, which I wrote a small description here, display the welcome screen. So this was all my main method and the entry point for my program. And I started actually my code, which I started doing, starts from here. Class welcome screen extends JFrame. Because I needed this class welcome screen, and my welcome screen needs to inherit all the necessary attributes from JFrame. So that's why I used inheritance in here, and I used JFrame. So welcome screen method, and so inside this method I set the title to welcome to grocery store receiving app, and I set default to close operation jframe that exit and close. This line of code is responsible when I close the application. It closes automatically when I press the X button, and I set the size to 600 by 400, and I actually didn't assign the location of this to anything, so I said set location relative to null, and for now nothing. And after that, I created a JPanel instance by the name of main panel, and just inside my JPanel I used the border layout to just have a border layout, and it looks a bit organized. And my JLabel, I created an instance of my JLabel by the name of logo label. And here I said inside this my grocery store logo, and or displays. I added a logo here, which is my name, but here comes anything that if for the future, for the future advancement of this project, there could be anything. So placeholder label for the logo, and I set the location for that. First, I added that to my main panel, and so added my main panel to add the logo label. Main panel dot add logo label, and I added the location border layout dot north. So, and my grocery store's logo will be to the north. And after that, I created an image by the name of AJ, and I put that on the desktop. And so I went there and I created an instance of image icon by the name of logo icon, and here I entered the path to my picture, which is on my desktop, and by the name of designer.png. So this line is the path to my picture, which is a small which I changed that to a small picture as an icon because it was very big. So and I in here this line of code image logo icon that get image. This method is responsible to get the image from this path. New image, this image actually creates a new image with the new skill. Image, new image equal to image that get skill, a skilled instance, and I assign that to 50 and 50. So image that is scaled smooth. So this one, as I said, this one makes my picture smaller and fit for my project as an icon. And after that, and this one create a new image icon and logo icon, new image icon with a redesigned image. After that, I created another one J label here, and then some of logo label one and logo icon. And logo icon here I entered it as a parameter for this. So, and at the end, I added that to logo label 1, and I added the location to the north. In here, I used a very, let me, here, I used a very um, um, very basic design, and I use that from HTML because HTML actually gave a good style of that. So that's why I went to there and I created this. And as you see, HTML div style takes align center header one. Welcome to the grocery store receiving application. And again, I go to the second header. Please select a department to add an inventory. This gives a very good design for my welcome screen, and also for this text. After that, I set a font for that for the message, and I said message label should have a font of like this Arial font, and the text size should be 18. And after that, I added that to my message label, and I set the location to the center. And again, I created a panel method in here, and I set the grid layout to 2 and after that I created my meet button and meet button, so I named it meet. And after that I created an action listener to the meet button, and so meet button dot action listener, so department screen, mid screen, and new department screen meet, and mid screen that's set visible to true and dispose. So after creating my welcome screen and this text, I came in here, I created my first button, which is meet, and I added an action a listener to the meet by using this method. And and this one and show the mid department screen, which is I set mid that's set visible to true. It means visualize the mid button. And this dispose method is actually this when I call this method actually close the window entirely. and after that, I used a button panel and the dot add mid button, and I added the button panel to the mid button. Okay, sorry, I added the mid button to the button panel. After that, I created another button by the name of produce button, and I named it produce, and I added an produce that add action listener, and I used this method to add an action or an event to my produce button. And what's that? And so I created a department screen instance here, and again I set it to produce, and produce screen should be visible. Yes, true. I added a small description here. Show and the produce department screen. And dispose, again, this method is responsible for closing the opened window. And again, I added this button to the button panel. And after this button, I came to the diary button, and I created a next button. I created a next button by the name of dairy, a J button, dairy button, new J button by the name of dairy. And dairy button that add action listener, and after that I used my instance of a dairy button, and I added the action listener, and the action listener again I used department screen instance here, and again it should be dairy, and yeah, dairy screen should be visible to true because I show the dairy department screen, and again I use the dispose method to close the open the screen, and again at the end I added this dairy button and to the button panel. And my next button is bakery, so I created an instance of J button by the name of bakery button and named it bakery, and I added the action listener, and I created an instance of my department screen, and the name should be bakery, and a bakery screen that's set visible to true. It should be true because it's responsible for showing this button screen. And after that I call the dispose method to close this window when it's open. And after that I added my bakery button to the button panel, and the main panel that add button panel border layer to the south. After that, I added my button panel to the main panel. So first I added bakery button to the button panel, and after that I added the button panel to the main panel, and I added the border layer to the south. And after that I created another button by the name of quit, and J button by the name of quit button, new J button, and I named it quit. um, I quit button dot action listener e system dot exit. So and I use this button, and the actual listener method here exits from the system when pressing that, because this is quit, and I added this built-in function for that. And after that main panel, I added the quit button to the main panel, and I added the location to the border layer to the line sort. Okay. Again, I created another a button by the name of help, and the J button, help button, new J button, and I named it help. Again, help button that needs to have an action listener, and what's that? Help that add action listener, and the action listener, which is this help will do this one. The option show message dialog, and this help and actually this help will add will function this job. It means help, when you press the help button it shows a dialog message and says this help helps you manage inventory for different departments in your grocery store. Help a G option information message. So G option option pin. So the action listener here I added is responsible for showing this message, which and I use the show message dialog method here to when someone presses when the user presses the help button, this help message should be showed there. And after that, I added my help panel to the main panel, and I bordered it out to that line end. And at the end, I add main panel. Okay, so here avoid a show welcome screen that visible through this method is responsible for showing my welcome screen. And again, not again, sorry. Here, I created another class by the name of class department screen. And also, this department screen needed some features from JFrame, so that's why I extended JFrame for my this class. Um, so because again I needed the JFrame attributes for my screen, so that's why I extended JFrame. And also I created some variable at the beginning of my class, which are these are global variables. I mean I can use these variables throughout my class inside any method, because these are globals, and these are related to my class, not a method or a block or a specific block of code. So I said a private final string department name. So department, this is an attribute of my class, which will I use private JText field commodity field, and a private JText field quantity field, private JLabel result label. These are all the attributes that I need for my class. So I first I initialize I created my variables at the beginning of my class. And here department screen, so here my method by the name of department screen, and I enter the parameter by the name of string department. And inside my department screen method, this department equal to department, because it should refer to the instance of my class. And I said that the title inventory management plus department name. So the title will be the inventory management, and also the department name will appear here. And again, set default close operation, JFrame exit and close. It will be exit and what will be close while pressing the X button. Again, so these are all for my department screen. And the first one was for the welcome screen. This is for my department screen. Um, and okay, and the size, I set the size for 600 by 400, and I didn't assign the location of this to anything. So I said set location relative to null. Again here, I created a JPanel by the name of main panel, new JPanel, and new border layout. This one gives a very better shape for that, so just a border layout. And my JLabel, I created a JLabel by the name of icon label, and I said department icon for plus department name, and I added and the icon label to the main label, and I added the location, the border layout to the north. And I created a JText area, and I named the instance of that instruction text area and new JText area. And here it should say enter the commodity and its quantity. Instruction text area that said edible, false. So this line of code will print out this one, and it is not editable. So and the user should not be able to edit this. So I said I added to instruction the text area said editable to the false. After that, I added this instruction area to my main panel and to the center. And here I should Yeah, I explained that here. And yeah, so I created an instance of jpanel by the name of input panel, and I set the grid layout to 3 and 2. So input panel, I added the new gen label. I added this, the commodity, to my input panel, and commodity field equal to new JText field. Again, I added my commodity field to the input panel. Input panel dot add new label dot quantity. Again, quantity field. This is an instance of my new JText field, which is responsible for getting the quantity field. And I added again this quantity field to the input field, and I created another one, and the J label by the name of result label, and I added this result label to the input panel, and I added the input panel to the main panel and to the bond to the location of center. And after adding this commodity and quantity, I came and I created a button by the name of add button, and I named it add. So add button dot, and this button needs to have an action. So I use the method action listener. Add action dot add action listener, new action listener, and main panel dot add. And after that, I added this to my main panel. Add button to the main panel, and the location is to the line int. I created another button by the name of renter, a renter button, a J button, renter button, new J button, and then named it renter. So this also need to have an action listener. And what is the action listener? Renter button, the name of my button, dot action listener, which is this is a built-in method in Java Swing. And I said the action listener should the commodity field the set text to empty. It means when I press this renter, the commodity field should be to empty, and also the quantity field and text should be empty. The result label should be empty. By using this set text method, I use a cleaning or an eraser with this button. When I press the render button, all the text or everything will be cleared, and these empty strings indicates the. Okay. And after that, I added my render button to my main panel, and the location for that is line start. And after that, I created another button by the name of back button, and I named it a back to welcome screen. So this button is responsible when I press over any department, I need to go back to the welcome screen. So when I press this, it goes back to that. And I get that by using the action listener method here. And here I added back button that action listener in the welcome screen, the instance of my welcome screen here. Welcome screen that show a welcome screen method and dispose it. So when I add that, so and when I go back to the welcome screen, it calls over the show welcome screen, and it means when I go back, the welcome screen method will be called upon, and the welcome screen will be opened by calling this method. And after that, I use the dispose method to close, and which is responsible for closing the window for the enter window smoothly. And after that, I added my back button to the main panel, and I set to the south. And after that, I add the main panel. So after adding a back button to main panel, I added that to the main panel. And after that, I came and I used an interface. And I said class add button listener implements action listener. So this class implements this interface, because I need to override one of the method which is inside this interface, and that is the method of action performed. So I override this, and I wrote my own code inside this method. So I said public void action performed action event e, so exception. And so this method is the method of this interface. But I got that, and I used and so the methods inside this interface are like a contract. So I got that as a contract, and I implemented my own code inside that. So instead of just I wrote the first line of the method, and after that I entered my own code, string commodity field dot get text, and string quantity dot get text. And so this one, and the commodity, this string and this variable, they're responsible for getting the text from the commodity field and from the quantity field. And after that I added created a condition here. I said if commodity is not empty, and this is not empty, and quantity is empty, but I add this exclamation mark that make it an empty. It means if commodity um, is not empty and quantity is also not empty, it means the user has already added something. So what should I do? Result label set text added plus quantity plus quantity plus space plus commodity to inventory. That means when it is not empty, and the result label is responsible for adding the quantity and commodity to the inventory, and this text will be printed. Or else, or if it's empty, result label that set text, please enter both commodity and quantity. If the user doesn't enter anything, so this message will pops up and say please enter both commodity and quantity. And this is my code. This is my code for my final project, and let's run this and see how does it work. Okay, so this is my application. I designed it like this. The title is Welcome to Groceries to Receiving App, and the icon is AJ. And here I use the HTML formatting here for this one. Welcome to Groceries to Receiving App. Please select a department to add inventory. I have the quit button, the help button, the meat, the produce, dairy, bakery. Now let's try every one of them. For example, I go to meat, and here I say renter, commodity, quantity, and add button. So this is, and also here I am back to welcome screen. This is a very easy to use application that I created. For example, here the commodity. What is the commodity for meat? For example, uh, I can say like beef. No, maybe chicken. In the quantity, how many chicken? 3. Now added 3 chicken to the inventory. Very nice. And when I say add the renter, um, it should erase the chicken and the 3, which is required by the assignment renter, and they're clean. And here I use back to welcome screen, and I press this button. This should go back to the welcome screen. Here I come to the welcome back screen, and for example I go to bakery, and again, and the commodity I say um, French bread, and like 5 5 French breads, added 5 um, French bread to inventory. Sorry, French, I made a mistake here. It's not like that. It's not the spelling like this. Maybe French. How does it spell? French? Yeah. Okay. Um, or I say plain uh, bread. Plain bread. How many? 100. Add. Added 100 plain bread to inventory. And I again I enter. It should close and back to welcome screen. So every one of this work like produce again here. So back to welcome screen and again also dairy, and here you can like milk. How many bottle of I can say milk bottles? How many? Like 34. Add added 24 milk bottles to inventory. Back to welcome screen, and we should also try this one. Produce like for example, you can say um, um, apples. How many apples? Maybe 123, and added 123 apples to inventory. Back to welcome screen, and here help method, when I press this button, should print yeah, a help message to the user. And here the help button comes. This app helps you manage inventory for different departments in your grocery stores. And here I have the quit button. When I quit this button, this should go and this should quit that program. And quit, yeah. So this was my program, and this is the code for my program for my final project. So um, I hope you like it, sir, and thank you very much for your hard working, sir. I really learned a lot during this Java program and also Python program, and I really appreciate your hard working, sir, Mr. Edward Katra. And yes, this is my final project. Thank you again.